Hello everyone and welcome to yet another episode of Benvarmeren's Breakdowns. This time we will be taking a look at Fnatic versus G2 Esports. The game 3 from yesterday, that was week 10, game 3, day 1. Okay, day 1, game 3. And the context is that Fnatic, they have just lost 2 inhibitors, they lost the Baron buff 2, and they have 2 massive super minion waves pushing on their side lanes. So what makes this play turn out bad for Fnatic? Well, first off, if we just take a look at it, Fnatic, they are chasing G2 as of now. You have Caps who are just down at the river, which is really smart because that means that nobody from G2 can get out. That way they can't pan over to the top side as well. They can't get out in any way because everybody from the side of Fnatic are chasing them, and they need to get out because right now in the bottom side the minions are pushing in. There are nothing there to meet them. In the top side they have a super massive minion wave too, and G2, they are just right now for them, they are fighting against the clock. Time is of the essence, and we do see Expect getting out, but the rest of the G2 members are in trouble. And I really do like what Fnatic are doing. They're just continually fighting. They keep doing this, and this turns out good for them because they just buy themselves so much time. And if you take a look at this, like one big mistake we just saw there, which we need to go back and have a look at. I think it's around here. Alright, no. Alright, around here. Should be around here. Okay, so if we turn this on a little bit, we do see Expect getting out, and then see what he do here. He immediately, sorry, what he does here. He immediately will teleport down to the fight once again. He went back, got full health, brought up whatever he could, and then he teleports. That's fine. He wants to help his team. But still, you have to keep in mind, if you take a look at the minimap, there are a load of minions down there. They have to deal with those super minions, and they have to deal with the minions in the top side. So what does Expect do? What does he do? Well, he teleports. He wants to help his team, of course. He wants to make sure that they don't die, because right now, if you lose your towers, you're dead. That's one way you can lose the game. You lose your towers. You can also lose by dying. So he wants to help his team. That's fine. Fine decision. But then you can see how everybody from Fnatic, they are panning away. They are retreating. Then he, of course, goes back to try and help his base. Does this ring a bell? Like, you have 2 ways of losing the game. If you are G2 right now, you can either lose by losing to minions, or you can lose by dying everybody. So G2, they played a little bit too aggressive once the teleport from Expect ended. Like, take a look here. So basically right now, G2, they are retreating. That's fine. But I want to show you. Can I slow this down in a way? No? Okay. Well, I can't slow this down, but just take a look here. Now, Fnatic are retreating. Keep an eye out for Sven. What does he do? He goes aggressive. He goes aggressive the immediate and exact moment that Expect turns off his teleport. And what does this make Fnatic do? Of course, they turn onto him. Like, why wouldn't you turn on to an overextended AD carry, someone who is a very easy target and who could potentially mean the victory for your team? So Sven going a little bit too aggressive, not knowing that you have these win conditions on the side of G2 right now. He shouldn't have done so, because that puts G2 in a bad position, which you will then see here. Like, Source obviously goes immediately onto him. He has the GA to work with as well. Reckless and Caps obviously can deal quite a lot of damage. Caps not being there, but he does teleport in later on. Then here comes the big mistake from Fnatic. Like, you have minions pushing in the bottom side. You have 2 guys dead on the side of G2. What would you usually do? Like, I would go down and group with my team, knock down the last tower, and kill the Nexus. Look at what Caps does. He tries to fight against Expect, goes back to his distortion. And that's a huge mistake, because this means that expect can go onto caps. What does expect pop? His ignite. What does expect have? He has a Blade of the Ruined King, and he has a 24 2. So that's 3 items, or well, 1 summoner and 2 items that can easily kill someone like Caps. Caps is not a tank, he's a mid laner. So he immediately like goes down, especially since Fizz with his W also has the dot, the damage over time. So Caps will go down. That means that Fnatic, they will lose a little bit of pressure. You have Roxa going on to the Nexus. You can see how he's hitting away. Jesus goes down. Perks is still alive. Just got alive. Reckless and Soas were immediately backing away. And, well, Fnatic, like, if Caps hadn't gone on to expect alone, like, if he hadn't done so, he could have been able to group up with his team. They might have been able to assassinate Perks in the end. And they could have actually perhaps won this game here against G2. But if we scroll forward a little bit, like we scroll forward to here, I think it is. Yeah. So here right now, we do see G2 once again pushing away. Soas gets caught. We have everybody from G2 pushing away. They just had the top lane and the mid lane pushing for themselves. That's 2 lanes that they had going for them. You only need to get the bottom side to get 2 super minions per wave per lane. And Fnatic at this point, they do really have to defend, because their inhibitor that they killed on the side of G2, it just respawned in the bottom side. So they can't even go for a backdoor. And, well, this is just an example of how one crucial mistake can end the game. Like, how that can lose your team a game. Like, if we go back here, that's there you go. Wait, that's a replay. Let me show you. I think it should be around, yeah, coming in a little bit. Alright, so if we take a look at, like, again, it's one mistake that will cost Fnatic the game. You have Caps going on to expect. How can you expect to kill someone who has so much health? It doesn't matter that he doesn't really have a lot of magic resistance to deal with, but expect has a load of health to work with, and LeBlanc obviously works on bursting people. But you can't really do anything if you can't burst anyone. Burst the tank on the side of G2, then you can't really fight against him, especially when he has so much damage as Expect has. So, the Caps single-handedly, more or less in my opinion, lost the game here against G2 because he made that one big mistake. Come on, give me the replay. There we go. Alright, so here again, it's really well played by Fnatic. They get the catch onto everybody from G2. G2 goes to aggressive again, and then we scroll forward. Like here again, just take a look. This is so good for Caps. He is hammering onto the tower. He's helping the super minions, and Expect is not in position to get onto Caps. But that one distortion, one click on his keyboard cost his team the game, because then Caps aren't able to get away. He can't do anything against Expect, and he will end up dying here. Jesus goes down, 2 perks. Reckless backs off alongside Soas because everybody are just hammering onto his team members. And that's it from Benvarmeren's breakdowns. An example of how you can lose a game off of one mistake. One tiny mistake can cost you the game, and that's what we just saw from Caps here in Game 3 against G2, between G2 and Fnatic in Week 10 of the EU LCS Spring Split Day 1. So, if you did like this content, do remember to leave a like below, find me on Twitter, Facebook, whatever, and I'll be very grateful to have your guys' support. And I'll see you in a future video. So have a nice one and have a good weekend, because it's weekend here. I'm uploading this on a Friday night, and it's actually a 8:15, 8 p.m. So yeah, gonna end the video. See you guys.